This is a prepared kit. I'm so tempted to say pre-prepared, but that doesn't make sense. It's just prepared kit. So they'll come with you with a prepared kit. What a prepared kit looks like is just an envelope. The envelope will have the swab kit in it, and it will also have the packet of stickers. Okay, so I'll just show you guys what it looks like. This is what the kits look like. These are still they're not contaminated because the packaging is still around them. But you open up so you can get the very ends of them so that you can label them. If that made no sense, let me try that again. When you guys are preparing kits, you're going to peel the sealed package about enough so that the ends of the swabs are exposed, and you're going to label the swabs right there. You have to make sure you don't pull it all the way down, because if the cotton part gets exposed, then it's contaminated. Does that make sense? So yeah, they're going to come to you with this and here, and like this. One thing to watch out for, because we've had people miss it all the time, is that the envelope should have a sticker in the corner opposite to the postal air symbol. Does that make sense? Because when the people are preparing kits, or like you guys, especially if it gets hectic, it's very easy to forget to put the sticker there, because you're like, oh, I did the 4 big stickers, or you forget the small one. So yeah, make sure they've done that. Once they do that, yeah, so they'll come on up. Do you want to come over? Mary, do you want it?
I have a quick question. The swabs aren't going to have the stickers on them, but
The swabs are going to be labeled.
they will be.
Yes.
So you guys don't have to worry.
Yes. The only reason they would have to worry about it is if they're not manning a station,
Right.
and instead they're helping prepare
Right, okay.
kits.
Makes sense.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which we can easily show them the day of too, if they're manning the station, so we don't need to go through it.
And either way, we'll have volunteers to help you guys out, right?
I'm limited on video time.
Okay.
Alright.
Listen, you're going to Marion with this.
So have you been pre-screened?
No.
Okay. Are you between the ages of 17 and 35?
Yeah.
Are you in general without?
Yes.
Are you willing to donate to anyone?
Yeah.
And do you have valid health coverage? Perfect. Okay, so I'm gonna get you to fill out this form. Alright. So I'm gonna get you to read the pamphlet first.
Okay. So, do you want me to read it?
No, don't read it. Well, just to give all the important
Just
information.
for the video?
Yes.
Well, I'll usually say to people, oh, do you know what you're signing up for? Do you want more information? And they're like, no, I'm good. Because most people do not read. I think like 1 out of 100 will read it. And then if they do want to read it, they can sit and read it. If not, and they say, oh, they already know what, then be like, okay, then we'll go on.
So if they don't want to fully read it, they don't have to.
They still have to read it. If they decide they're not going to read it, and if they just said no, they don't want to read it, you can try to give them the spiel. If you're not comfortable and you don't think you'll be able to give them all the information, call one of us over, because we can't have them signing up for something that they think they know what they're signing up for, but they really don't. Although you can say no at literally any time in the process, after the process, or like even after you've gotten your the extraction process has been done, we still need to make sure that people are willing to commit to the cause, right? Like they need to be like fastidious in their commitment to the whole donation process, right?
So, how many of you guys remember the 2 procedures? That if you get matched with someone, does anyone remember?
I know how they do bone marrow, and I don't know what the other word is. Peripheral.
Okay, peripheral. Okay, so that's something else that you might want to go over with them. So just make sure, hey, do you know the 2 procedures that you could possibly undergo?
Oh, okay.
And then the most common one, like we talked about, peripheral stem cell donation. It's where they take blood out of one arm, they take the stem cells out, the rest of the blood goes back in the other arm, and it's a 6-hour procedure. Other procedure is the bone marrow extraction, where they take stem cells out of the bone marrow. That could be like about a 2-hour procedure, and they're under anesthetic, so they won't feel any pain. And afterwards, it might feel sore, like they slipped on ice. So those are the 2 procedures you would want to remember. So once they know all of that, then you can start getting them to fill out the form. So as you guys
Are you guys
remember,
gonna watch me fill out this?
Yeah, no, you should. Hey, if you want to pull up to
Yeah.
one of the tables here, let me grab you a
Can I
chair.
put my name?
Oh, she's actually gonna do it? Okay.
Here, Lee has. So of course, so what the pamphlet has is basically what we talked about in the presentation today. So technically, all the information you guys have basically received the spiel that we usually give to, that our regular volunteers give to people participating at these events, right? What that means is first we describe what OneMatch is. We tell them that it's an international stem cell database that helps match people that need a stem cell transplant with someone that's willing to donate stem cells, right? So that's what one match is. We tell them that the likelihood of getting matched is about 1 in a million. So, but that being said, they still have to be willing to commit to the cause. At this point, they're like, if once you kind of got their attention, then you can start telling them about what happens if they do get matched. So you tell them that right now we're just gathering cheek swab samples and it takes about 2 minutes there. And then once you're on the database, you stay on the database until the age of 65 years. If you don't get matched from the day you're entered into the system to your 65th birthday, you'll just get like an email or a letter. I'm not sure how it works. Don't know anyone who's been on the database for that long. But yeah, they'll contact you and let you know thank you for like being on the database, but you have not. Well, yeah, thank you, but now we're removing you from the database. So yeah, that happens. So you let them know about the 2 different processes. We've got donation by the peripheral method, and then we've got stem cell extraction. Bone marrow extraction. We talked about that. Just a quick recaps. 4 to 6 hours for the vein, for the one from your peripheral blood system, and 60 to 90 minutes if you do extraction via bone marrow. Once they've done that, and then they're like, okay, I'm interested. I have a quick question though, pop quiz. Do they have to be willing to donate to both via both systems?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Is it okay if they're like, I'll do one, but I won't do the other? Okay, great. And even though we tell them the whole that it's 95% chance that they're going to be doing it through peripheral, and then 5% chance that it's going to be through bone marrow, we don't want them to be under the impression that, like, we don't want them to be like, okay, I'll just cross my fingers and hope I don't get selected for bone marrow extraction. Does that make sense? Cool. So yeah, once they've done that, then like you like get them to read the form. Once they've read the form, we check over for completion, make sure everything's good, and then we can guide them through the whole swabbing process and go from there. Great. Any questions from that?
Question.
Yes. Excellent.
For example, like, will they be notified that they've been entered? What if it's an error kind of thing?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yeah. So if they've been accepted, and so it, as Susan, as you guys might have heard Susan telling us earlier, that it takes about 3 months if you go through the general stream. If you go, you let them know that if like they haven't been contacted by the 6 month mark, to call in and see what's going on. However, if you've been so once you're submitted into the database, you're contacted via email and phone call, I believe. You can then respond, and so if you ever need to in the future change your personal contact information, which is something you guys need to remind them to do. So if like, let them know that like once they're on the database, and like if their personal contact information ever changes, they need to update that as soon as possible. But yeah, so if they want to update that, they can either call back to the number that they use or like reply to that email that was sent in, and it gives more information on how to go from there. But yeah, so once you're on the database, you're contacted. If there was some issue in your in like the form that you filled out that like our many like viewing processes failed to catch, then you're contacted about it and they ask you like, hey, what's the appropriate answer for this or something like that along those lines. Right? Done that, you have to make sure you check for completion. Checking for completion again. I have a question, pop quiz. Does that mean you're checking to see what specific answers they've given? No, we're just checking to make sure that all the appropriate boxes have been filled. So let's see, something that like, no, I won't do that. That's a terrible breach of privacy. Wow. Anyways, so.
Almost.
You don't need to see his signature, it's being recorded. Alright, okay, so sometimes people forget they forget the language box, so you can, that's something to check. Well, actually, you guys won't be checking that, we'll check it, but if you see accidentally that they like missed the language box, let them know, or let them know beforehand. Okay, so I'm just checking for completion.
Good question. Because I know you're just checking for completion, but if I said yes on one of those, I would.
Oh, that's fine. No, that's fine.
I can still do the
Yeah.
swap.
Check.
Oh.
Yeah.
Because we're not gonna look at your answers and be like, oh, you said yes to this, so you can't do the swab, right? That's beyond our jurisdiction. We're not
Oh.
in control of that at all,
So
as
we don't-
volunteers.
Like we don't. Okay.
Yeah.
No,
So you don't have to like read over like what diseases they have.
I just
As long as
quickly,
they
yeah.
finish-
I just quickly scan down, make sure
Yeah.
every line has been filled with something, doesn't matter what they put,
Yeah.
something is put down.
You mind if I show the back side? Okay. One thing that you guys will be doing is, do you remember like the smaller stickers? Okay, so on the envelope there's 3 small stickers. One of the small stickers goes on the envelope right there. The other small sticker is going to go right here. Where it says place one match label here on the gray bar, you put that right there. And so this is used to identify that this consent form has come from this, well, this kit, and that this kit is then thereby confirmed even further by this by the extra stickers that are left over. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's another thing you guys wanna check at the end, is make sure all the labels are coinciding with each other, they're the same number. But that sticker is the only one that you would have to put on, the rest of the stickers are already on.
Okay. All right. So I know you've already heard it, but for the sake of demonstration, I'll walk you through it as well. Okay. So what we're going to be doing is dividing your mouth into 4 quadrants. We've got upper corners and lower corners. We've got 4 swabs here today, and you're going to take 1 swab per quadrant. So that means you're going to take one of those swabs, and you're going to gather cheek cells from your upper quadrant, and then from your other quadrant with a different swab, and so on and so forth. Make sense? Great. Just a quick thing before we get started with that. You're gonna each of the swabs. Remember, we're collecting cheek cells. We're not collecting, I don't know, teeth cells or gum cells. And not even saliva, right? Yeah. So push it against your cheek. You want to apply as much pressure as you would when you're brushing your teeth, and move it in a circular motion for about 20 to 30 seconds. Would you like me to time you, or do you want to time yourself?
You can time me.
Okay, I can type that. Awesome. Sorry. Let's just, yeah, for sure. Okay. So as you can see, there's 4 locations that they go into. You don't need to worry about the faces here. All you need to make sure is that each of the swabs has come from a different quadrant. Once the swabbing process starts, you're the only person that's going to be handling this kit. We do that to make sure that I don't end up contaminating it with any of my genetic material, and so that's all you. So what's going to happen, you're going to, after you do each swab, you're going to just fold this back a little bit, put the swab right here, so that the cotton portion is there and the sticker is right there. Once you've put all 4 in, I'm going to ask you to close it like this and put it in so that the open side goes into the envelope first. The reason being is if something falls in, it falls into the kit. Right? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Any questions? Okay, great. I'll grab my phone and then we can time again.